Good morning, everyone. I'd like to join my colleagues in welcoming you to the 25th Annual U.S. Arab Policymakers Conference. I'm pleased and honored this morning to introduce Mr. Mohammed Abu-Anem. He is the founder and chairman of the Cleopatra Group, one of the largest investment companies in Egypt, and one of the major sponsors of the conference, and we thank him. His talk today will focus on Egyptian-U.S. relations, and he's going to begin his talk with a short video on Egypt.
Egypt is the heart of the world and the jewel of the planet, the cradle of civilization. Egypt is always mentioned in history as a pioneer at everything. It is the first centralized state. And the first organized army in history. The people of Egypt have struggled along the centuries against their conquerors and those who tried to take away their freedom or break their will. When we read through in our surroundings, we will realize how great Egypt is and how willful its people are. On January 25th, 2011, the Egyptians erupted in a revolution which amazed the world with its courage and sublime slogans that call for the bread as a symbol of the welfare, the call for freedom, social justice, and human dignity. The armed forces stood by the people in support of the revolution and in providing protection for the people in expressing their will. In this euphoria of feelings, and amid that pure enthusiasm, these sneaked into the shouting lines of people and managed in a diabolic planning to put their grip around the revolution of the people. Then they started to redirect these crowds and their anger to destroy the Egyptian state instead of ousting the regime. The Egyptians became aware of the ill fate they were being dragged into under the oppressive rule of the Brotherhood's regime. The people revolted in massive, unprecedented crowds on June 30th, 2013. They were rejecting the barbarianism of the Brotherhood's rule, which waved its weapons in the face of the people, the armed forces, and the police, and also stood in defiance using violence and terror against the will of the people and the sanctity of the state. Once again, the armed forces stood by the people, protecting the revolution and guarding the Egyptians' right to attain their demands and make their will prevail. If it were not for this firm, patriotic stance of the Egyptian armed forces, Egypt would have been a victim to a civil war, which the Brotherhood and their accomplices of fanatics prepared well. They flooded the country with arms and ammunition, in addition to terrorists who were infiltrated to Egypt from everywhere. At the same time, Egyptians moved hand in hand with all the state agencies beside the armed forces and the police to execute the roadmap to which all the national powers agreed.
هنشيل بلدنا على كتافنا، مش هنسيبها ومش هنضيعها ومش هنخلي حد يقدر يضيعها.
Egypt is continuing on the development road and national projects in quick steps according to an initial development plan at a value of 2,040 billion Egyptian pounds. Egypt is reaching out to all investors all over the world to share its dream. The road has become paved with a favorable legislative environment and fast, smooth procedures, as well as multiple investment opportunities to achieve an unprecedented leap, which reflects on the citizens' social life and economic conditions. The state launched a group of major incentive projects to contribute in the establishment of a strong and powerful economy and huge national projects. On top of these projects are the new Suez Canal, the Suez Canal Access Development Project, the 1.5 million Fiddans project, the establishment of 1 million housing units project, the development of the Northwest Coast, the establishment of the new administrative capital project, the project of the establishment of an integrated developed industrial city specialized in leather tanning and its manufacturing, the nuclear plant project in Dab'a, the International Logistics Center project in Damietta, the National Highway Network project, the National Project for the Development of Sinai, the National Project for Electricity, Egypt, the land of history and civilization, still has a long way, but is determined to cross it and continue on its path. We will go on to complete the march which was determined by our ancestors thousands of years ago. We are reaching out to all our friends to share our dream of building modern Egypt.
تحيا مصر.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Mohammed Abu Anaid. Thank you.
Dr. Doc Anthony, distinguished ambassadors, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your warm hospitality and your excellent organization for the important gathering. I really appreciate the opportunity to contribute to this conference. Ladies and gentlemen, indeed, I came this year for the second time. And with me, having a lot of messages. And I start the first message with a video. The video which specifies what's going on in Egypt. What's reflect the truth, the reality, the facts. That Egyptian people with their leaders decided to build modern Egypt. This is the first message. Although what we hear every day in some special areas, negative information about Egypt. Some people purposely dream to fall down Egypt, dream to stop investment from Egypt, dreams to stop tourism to go to Egypt. I would say Egypt will never fall down. Egypt will be as it's always been. Egypt will give everybody misunderstand or bring negative information a good lesson. Egyptian people, early 2011, has been making their revolution, giving an hope to all the Arabic countries to start to talk about real democracy, human rights, dignity, and social justice. And we continue to do this. Unfortunately, after a few months, dictatorial religious has been jumping over, hijacking the revolution to another purpose. And that's why we find on the 30th of June 2013, the 30 million which went to the street say, no, we would like the modern Egypt. We would like to build a new civilization. This was the message of the revolution of the 30th of June 2013. Thanks to the Egyptian people, thanks to the leaders, thanks to our military, which support the Egyptian will, which stand behind the Egyptian desire to say to the people, yes, we are the Egyptian. I think today Egypt offers a lot of opportunities to their friend. Egypt today, although it's suffering from all what's happening in the past 6 years, and the consequence of what's happening from this revolution and what happened in 2011, 2012, 2013 for the Muslim Brotherhood. But today we are in another era. Today we offer to the worldwide the huge opportunity for investment. Supporting with a new legislation, with a new facility from the government, with a new understanding of the importance of the foreign direct investment to come to Egypt. I think I'm talking now to everybody, tourists, investors, friends, to understand that the security and the stability in Egypt is not for Egypt only, or for Middle East only, it's worldwide importance. Since came the revolution of the 30th of June, it was targeting the terrorism in Sinai, which has been transferred from Tora Bora, from Afghanistan to go to Sinai during the 2011 and 2012. But our military was so brave to defeat them in their position and to protect worldwide, not only for Egypt, but it was worldwide benefit that we defeat the terrorism in Sinai in order not to spread to Europe and to other places. We are now defeat them, especially in Sinai, which is the area which has a lot of problems, but it's very, very small areas. And we are surrounding them in these areas there. I think promoting Egypt to the foreign investors, which is equally the same as the local investors in his right and all his advantage and privileges, has a great opportunities for all the modern activities, modern investment. He has owned his factory 100%, can make a huge investment, industrial investment, tourism investment, energy investment, and all the other agricultural investment. We already have 1.5 million fiddan to be cultivated. The market around the area is not only the Egyptian market. which is 90 million. No, the market today is 1.6 billion consumer. Why? Because of the bilateral and multilateral agreement between Egypt and all the Arabic countries, European community, and also the COMESA and other countries in Africa. It's a huge market. This project today, which we are talking about, the hub of the Suez Canal zone, probably some people have been visiting this project. I'm glad that President Sisi has been receiving 2 days ago a group of American investors in Egypt, and they realize, they see what's going on in Egypt. They talk with the president and have a large meeting with all the other ministers. The hub of Suez Canal area is offering a new industrial zone. What does it mean, new industrial zone? Mean that each country has their industrial park under the umbrella of the special economic zone, that you have full right to manage, full right to export, and full right to gain your profit and transfer it at any time, everywhere. This area of the world, which is a unique geographic location in the middle of the world, can access you to all this market worldwide. For agriculture, for industry, for service, for the international trade. This is the idea of the new Suez Canal. It's not a secret that we are proud. Since President Sisi came, say, I will make the second channel of Suez Canal in 1 year. And the Egyptian, 120 years ago, make this channel in 10 years. But he was capable with the Egyptian will to make it in 1 year with fully financed Egyptian pound from the local investors. Today, I think Egypt has been changing and on the right track, inviting all of us to visit Egypt, to see by your eyes, and to neglect this bad information, the negative information which is from time to time you see it, sometimes in Europe, sometimes here, sometimes in other places, and a part of it was paid to do this. I'm sorry to say this, but this is the truth. What you see now in the video is the truth. We don't like to talk about the past, but we have to promote ourselves to tell you what's going on in the reality. I think with this occasion today, approaching the new election, the new American election, we have to ask ourselves what we can suggest, what we can say to the new administration, what we can say to them. I think Mr. Habtour has been declaring some thought of what we are thinking about in the Middle East. Middle East is an area very important worldwide, and you cannot neglect it. You cannot stop seeing what's going on, especially for the tourism. The tourism is everywhere. As you know, since 2011, a new era, a new vision has been changing a lot. The area and also the tourism has been changing and spread it worldwide. Not only for the area, but it extended to Paris, extended to Brussels, extended to New York last month. And I think it's the time to defeat the terrorism. It will never happen this unless United States and all the leaders worldwide stay together and have determined plan to stop them and can be happy in this case. And this is the first message to the new administration. The root of the problem in the Middle East concerning Israeli-Palestinian conflict. It is the root of the problem. We cannot neglect it. And if the people say, okay, now there is nobody asking and they are friends, no. It is not a Palestinian problem. It's not a Palestinian problem. It is a regional problem. It is a religious problem. We cannot forget this. We have to say to the people, give the people the right, because it's the only occupation worldwide today is only Palestinian. And I think a lot of solution has been appeared. Can be done. Solutions to solve Israeli-Palestinian conflict can happen. And the one which is going to make it is going to make a good things for himself, because the history will write him. He write his effort, he write his result, that he has been doing something which the others among more than 60, 70 years failed to do it. It's a time to think about it. It's a time to make a compromise. And you know that there is the Arabic initiatives which 2002, which give full agreement with Israel, between Israel and the 22 countries to live together in case that they return back the land which occupied in 1967, and to respect the resolutions of United Nations and the US Council. I think it's a time to think about, because President Obama, in the first year, he came and visited Egypt, visit Cairo, and from Cairo University he delivered a good speech. I was present, and he's talking about how we can move. But unfortunately, nothing happened. I hope the new administration can do something and succeed to do it. Second, one of the lessons which we have to be aware that all the Arabic countries refuse the foreign interference. This is something very important. They cannot accept somebody to impose his opinion or to push what he wants to be done. No. Arabic people has their dignity, has their opinion, has their habit, has their traditional, has his history, their history, which he has to decide their fate. And the world has to respect what the people will want to do. I think the new administration has to respect this issue in order to have a good approach and a good result with these people. I think that the area would have a new initiative, especially in the economic field. How to draw a new vision for cooperation between America and Egypt and also the Arabic society in another mode, especially after the prices of the oil go down, the spread of the tourists worldwide. I think there's a big area for cooperation, and I think we'll have a good result. I think that future can be much better, especially in the area of what happened in Syria, in Libya, in Iraq, in Yemen. Nobody can accept every day to have half an hour of news of killing, war, destruction. Nobody can accept that every day, and the people worldwide go to United Nations, talk about peace process, talking about opportunity for talk and negotiation, and no tangible result. Still the war is going on. Still the people killing every day. Still the children and women displaced from their home. When they are coming back, who is responsible to take these people back to their home? Is the leaders. The people who are responsible to make a decision in the right time and quickly as possible. As much as we make it, as quickly as possible, as much as these people will go back. A fair solution has to be done. And I think worldwide of the people can do a lot. I think a lot of messages from the public opinion in the Arabic area, which is declared every day in the newspaper and the TV, the talk show, they can understand that the security and stability in the Middle East are very essential and very important, not only for them, but for worldwide. I believe a way of cooperation in many, many other areas can be done. As we talk about education, in the area we need education. And this is something very, very important to give a huge lesson. To cooperate in the education field, and there is a lot of ways in this area. I think industrialization of this area, to find a job for the people, is a way also, in indirect way, to defeat terrorism. To defeat terrorism is not only to go there by gun and to kill each other, but there is many ways also, through the culture, through the education, through to find the people job, to work. A lot of areas we can talk about, but if the people stand and say, yes, we are really would like to finish as much as we can. Indeed, I have my paper, and I don't like to present any paper. Paper is here, but I would prefer to talk from my heart to your heart. I think in Egypt, a lot of good examples happen for the American companies here. Also in the area, they succeed to make a great job and make a lot of money. And these names are big names, are multinational companies and transnational companies. And the opportunity is still there. We have in Egypt a lot of companies make a lot of profits. You have only last year, when we have a conference in Sharm el-Sheikh, and we invite the people to come for investment, British Petroleum has been decided to invest $12 billion in Egypt for petrol. Eni is an Italian company, have investment of $4 billion for gas, for the exploration of the gas in the Mediterranean Sea. I think that other companies, more and more, as much as you come to approach to see, to check for your investment and your opportunity, you will find. Free trade agreement between Egypt and the United States is a must, and I think it's a time to do it, to create also other opportunities. Mr. Doc, thank you very much for giving the opportunity. Thank you all, and I hope that this gathering, this conference, is going to a tangible recommendation that the new administration will consider for the benefit of the American people and also the Arabic people as well. Thank you all.